New angle, new angle, new angle. It's a new angle. Oh geez, why do I try? Hello BookTube, I'm back. It seems like forever since I've made my last video, even though it's only been about a week. But I've just been super busy, and I've been checking, you know, everyone's videos on my subscription feed and everything and commenting and stuff, but I haven't had the time to make my own video. So today I am back with an exciting video that I've been planning to make for a while, and that is my May book haul. So now the books that I have bought during the month of May were collected over different periods of time. So I got some at the beginning of the month, in the middle, at the end. I just got them all over the place. So the collection you're about to see is books that I've bought during the entire month and not just all at one time. So some of them you may have seen, some of them will be brand new that you haven't seen yet, and some of them are also going to be things that will be on my TBR for the month of June. So I will let you know when I'm planning on reading something in the month of June and if I will probably have the intention to make a review for that book. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So the first book I am going to show you today also happens to be the book that I am currently reading, and that is The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks. Now I'm about halfway through this book. Like I said, I've been busy, so I've been kind of slow on the reading front, but I am a little over halfway and will be done it shortly. So far it is a good book. It's an epic fantasy novel about a young boy who somehow gets himself thrown into the world of assassins and is now training to become an assassin of his own, or what this book calls a wet boy, which is essentially an assassin with this kind of talent that makes them an even better assassin. So I don't think I explained that very well, but essentially it's like an assassin times like 50. So when you are hired as a wet boy, the person who you're hired to kill has no chance of surviving. Like, there is no chance that that person is going to survive. Wet boys, when they're hired, they kill, and that's end of story. There's no errors, there's no mistakes. They get it done because that is just the way they are, and they are awesome at doing what they do. So yeah, this book is great. It's full of magic, it's full of you know, adventures, a lot of gory stuff, which is good. But I'm gonna have a full review of this once I finish the book on my channel, so you can look forward to that. Next up is a novel that I have purchased to add to a series that I'm already collecting, and that is Osma of Oz by L. Frank Baum. And this is the third book in the series of the Wonderful Wizard of Oz graphic novel. I found this book at B&V again, which was really cheap for a graphic novel, so I picked it up because it worked in my series. And yeah, I love this series. It's great, it's colorful, it's so light and so fun to read. Next up is a series that I've heard a lot about on BookTube, so I decided to pick it up once I saw it at B&V, again for a really decent price. And that is the 3 Saga books that are published as of right now. So I got Saga 1, Saga 2, and Saga 3. And I got these all for about, I think they were $8 each, which is so good for a graphic novel. I think the cover price here is, oh, the cover price here says $9.99. $14.99. $14.99. I thought that was a good deal, so I picked these up and I really enjoyed them. I've talked about them a bit in a previous video. So next up is a novel that I picked up at B&V again. I think I bought it for about $2, and that is Gabriel Garcia Marquez's Of Love and Other Demons. Now I picked up this novel mostly because I really want to start collecting all of his books. I'm a huge fan of him and his writing, and I just recently found out that he passed away, I think about 2 months ago. So a lot of places are having sales on his books, on his collections. So this is just a short novella, and it's only like 150 pages long, so it shouldn't take me too long to read. And I plan on reading this next after I'm done The Way of Shadows. And this is about a young girl, I believe, who is bitten. Yeah, she's bitten by a rabid dog, and she's thought to be possessed. She probably got rabies or something, but back in this time she was thought to be possessed by a demon. So she was brought to, where was she brought? She was brought to like this priest who bathes her in holy water and all of this stuff to try and get rid of it, and then they end up falling in love. So it's essentially a love story. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. Next is a book that I picked up out of the dollar bin at BMV, and I was so excited to find this one because I am a sucker for Holocaust novels that are written in the perspective of a child. So that is Escape from Berlin by Irene and Watts. Now, I haven't heard much about this book. I did mostly get it because it was in beautiful condition. Like, look at this book, it's beautiful. At the time, it did have like glue all over it from stickers, but I managed to get that off and now it's nice and smooth. But yeah, I thought that it was a beautiful book. I've heard that it is a collection of shorter novellas that she's written about these two kids who are on a kinder transport from Berlin and during the Second World War, and I'm really excited to read it, and I love Holocaust stories. So yeah, pick this one up. Nothing to lose, it was $1. So the next two books I'm about to show you were a bit of a splurge, not gonna lie. I've heard so much about these two books on BookTube, so I couldn't resist getting them, and I needed them on my shelf, and of course I needed them in hardcover. So I'm gonna show you the first one first, and that is Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Arlene Sinis. But yeah, so I picked this up at Chapters, which is never a good idea because their books are so expensive. And it killed me a little bit on the inside, especially since there was a softcover version, which had a little tear in it. I probably would have bought it if it didn't have a tear, but it had a tear, so I was like, oh, I can't buy this, I have to get the hard copy. I want the hard copy anyway, so just get the hard copy. So I bought the hard copy. Anyways, I've heard so much about this on BookTube. I've heard it's a great story. I also believe it has something to do with like the lesbian, gay, transgender population, and I have never read a book about that, so I am excited to get into that and see the perspectives of people who, you know, live in that world. So next up is also another one that I splurged on at Chapters, and this is, I believe, a brand new book that has just come out. I've only seen it on maybe 1 or 2 channels on BookTube, but the second I saw it, I was like, I need that book. I need it, I need it, I need it. It is exactly the kind of story that I just love. And that is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony by Anthony Doerr. First off, this is a beautiful book. I love the cover. I love, like, it's got the indented, extented, however you say it, that book. Beautiful spine is beautiful, it's beautiful. I don't think it's out in softcover yet, so I didn't have the choice to get this in softcover. Not that I would have anyways. I'm excited to read this book. It's once again set in World War II. So it does revolve a little bit around the Holocaust and children during that time. I believe it's about this girl from Paris who meets with this boy who's in one of the Nazi training camps, and I think they're like 11 or 12 at the time, and I think there's some romance and some falling in love and some, you know, that kind of stuff, and I love it, and I'm so excited, and I'm going to read this month after I finish reading the Gabriel Garcia Marquez book, so look forward to a review for this. So last but not least is a collection of books that I have been collecting over the entire month of May, and I've gone a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie, and that is the one and only Sailor Moon. So you all know how crazy I am about Sailor Moon, and I just thought I would pull these out because I think I did buy most of them in the month of May. I'm not entirely sure on that. I might have bought like the first 2 back in April. But yeah, essentially this is what my collection looks like right now. I have all of them but 2. I just need the short stories. There's 2 books of those, so I just need those 2, and then my collection will be complete. And so far I have read the entire main story, so I've read all the way up to number 12. The top 2 books up there are Sailor V sort of side stories. So I will be reading those after I get the other 2 short stories, which I want to read first before I read the Sailor V ones. But yeah, I loved this. It was great. If you're into manga, read it. Give it a chance. It's awesome. You're gonna fall in love. I'm sure of it. And I'm gonna put this down now because it is really heavy. That is it for my haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below on what books you're looking forward to reading in June, because I would love to know, and I would love to also maybe read some of them as well. So yeah, I will talk to you later. Goodbye.